Hey y'all, happy Sunday evening. Happy Easter. He is risen. Hope that you guys had a great day. Here I am in my bed, getting situated like I do every Sunday night. I don't know that I expect many of y'all to pop in because it's Easter, and I think many of you may be with family or loved ones, doing your thing, cooking out. Somebody just popped in. Hi, whoever just popped in. Welcome. Comment so I know you're here, know who you are. I've been sitting in the living room chilling since we got home from church. Tomorrow I should be uploading a video of today, of actually this weekend, from Passover through Easter, and so you guys will get to see it. But hi, I see two people are here. Comment so I know who you are, and thumbs up, please. I can't get my puff to look like I want it to look. Hey, my girls, look, it's been a minute. Yolanda, Tiffany, Yolanda, Tiffany. I'm saying Yolanda. Watch me be wrong. It's been a minute. Which one? You said yes, because I said two names though. Help me out. Um, y'all, I just decided to cut my losses. And even though I feel like there's really good material in it, I'm not going to upload any of my vlogs from the rest of February and March because it's lame. It's April. I just did not do what I needed to do. So I'm still trying to get my life together, y'all. And it's not good because it's not being consistent for y'all. And I'm sorry. So I'm just going to start up from this weekend. We had a nice Passover Seder on Friday afternoon and then went to church. Hey, Carolina cutie. Then went to church. Yolanda. Oh, I was right. I said Tiffany. Yolanda, Tiffany, Yolanda, Tiffany. But I was pretty sure that Tiffany was a different username. Hi, Cherry Straker. Yay, y'all are popping in for me. I didn't know how many people would be around since it's Easter. Hey, Genesis Daniels. Y'all, I'm feeling the love right now. Aw, thank you. I'm trying to get comfortable and not look like my hair is just a mess like this. This is actually cute, though. But this is the look. With a twisted puff. Hey.
Hello, sorry.
Why?
Excuse me.
Can we see you?
I suppose.
You're so dramatic. What are you doing?
Hello. Good evening. Welcome to this riveting episode of Tanya Rogers' family, fun, and silliness.
Oh, my word. Oh, Jesus Christ Superstar is on right now. Somebody just asked if we're watching it. Carolina Cutie just asked. We are not watching it. Y'all see that iron right there? That's the result of Passover and Easter. Y'all, I forgot. And thank you for the hair love. Yolanda says my hair is always the bomb. Girl, thank you. It was not fabulous before, but I tightened it up and got it together for church today. I didn't get to tell Eric you said hi. I'm sorry because I saw Carolina Cutie's text. I mean, a message about Jesus Christ Superstar. I forgot, man. Jesus Christ Superstar was my junk. Thank you, Genesis. She says, can't miss your show. My show where I sit here on my bed and talk and ramble for an hour. That's love. Y'all, so I was tonight like, Happy Easter, Carolyn. Carolyn Carey, who's here with us now. When I was in high school, well, no, before that, I was this evening, just a little while ago, like, I don't know what I want to talk to them about tonight. Let me get y'all out of my face. I got y'all all in my face. I was really like, I don't know what I'm going to talk about tonight. Of course, I can talk about Easter. I'll let you know what we did for Passover. But, I'm not sure that.
How did we forget that?
I don't know. Look what I just did by accident. It was really
You
funny.
are going to have to take part of your black card away.
Why? Jesus
Because
Christ Superstar is not a black thing.
John Legend.
But he's, I mean, kinda.
Come on.
Kinda. I'm just saying.
You
I
definitely
don't think
have to
that's a
take
black
your
card.
70s card away.
I do have to take my 70s card away. Eric was saying I'm going to have to take my black card away because I forgot Jesus
Just a
Christ
sliver
Superstar
of
was
it.
coming on tonight. Just a sliver of it. And I was like, I don't think so because Jesus Christ Superstar is not a black thing. And he said John Legend. And I was like, not so much. But he did say he was going to have to take my 70s card away. And I concur because how could I forget JC Superstar? So here's the story there. Y'all, who asked Yolanda? Josh and Kalani are doing good. They're probably out there watching now. So I do have a docket of things to talk to y'all about. Awesome. Hi, Mariah Richardson. Mariah, I I just had a feel. I just all of a sudden got a feeling. I have a cousin named Mariah Richardson. Are you my cousin? How old are you? Is this cousin? I don't think it is. Maybe not. Okay. Anyway, you'll let me know. So I figured out then what to talk about once you just asked me about JC Superstar. Y'all, when I was in high school, I was a little performer. When I moved to Georgia, I I basically ran track. New York is my like activity, free time activity. But when I moved to Georgia, I started running track, and then I also ended up getting involved in theater, and I loved it. 21 going on 22 in June. Okay, I think my cousin Mariah is younger. I think she's like a preteen, so I don't think that's you. Um, Harris's? No, I don't know any Harris's. You know any Lucases in Long Island, New York, Long Island? Mariah, let me know because that would be my kinfolks. Um, so yeah, I was a performer and I would do plays in high school. No, okay, then we're not related, but that's okay. You're still part of my YouTube family. You're part of the family, girl. And I'm so honored. I'm so honored. A 21-year-old's taking out her time on a Sunday night to watch me. That's sweet. I'm honored that all of y'all are, but let's talk about younger folks have they be going out and doing stuff and thank you, girl. I have a favor to ask. I'm all over the place right now. I need to calm down. I have a favor to ask. Can you thumbs up my video, please? You have not because you ask not. So I'm asking, can you thumbs up, please? Just click on it. Clickety click, 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 click. No thumbs down. Just thumbs up. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I see them adding up. Thank you. Okay, so going back to high school, when I got to Georgia, thank you. Thank you. I started doing drama. I watched a production of my high school theater group called Oklahoma, and it was so cute. It was fun. And I said, I know I'm a shy kid, which I was, but that looks like a lot of fun. And they're going to start doing classes in the fall, and I think I want to take part. So I did. I got into acting. And all through my junior and senior years of high school, I performed. I did one act plays, I did spring musical, I did backstage, I did on stage, just, all that stuff. I was part of a thespian troupe. And so when I went to college, I knew I couldn't major in theater. I just didn't think that I could, but I did still perform a bit in college. But over time, I kind of faded away. I was in music groups and stuff like that. But in high school, in the summer between college and high school, hi, Valerie Dooley. Welcome. Don't think I've seen you in a while. I haven't seen you comment in a while, right? Because I know you've been around. Tell me. Let me know. Remind me. But the summer between high school and college, I think it was that summer, I was in a production in a local community theater. And in that production, I met kids from all the other high schools. We would have competitions, just like in Happy Resurrection Day, Mariah. Just like in sports, you compete against other schools. So in drama and theater, you compete against other schools too. So I didn't have the chance usually to work with those students, just compete against them in competitions. Not for a couple of weeks, Valerie. Okay, I thought I didn't see you last week. That's cool. But this particular summer, it was a community theater event, and so my drama coach, who had been my coach in high school, and then had moved on to other things, he had written this production, and so all the kids from the surrounding area, we all got to audition for it, and we performed in it, and I made friends from the different schools. Long story to get to this one point. My friends from like a couple of the different high schools, we all obsessed that summer, me and this group of friends, over Jesus Christ Superstar. We were definitely 17 years old, definitely super kind of artsy minded, I think so deep, I'm so deep kind of kids. And so we like learned all the songs and made up dances. In addition to the play that we were doing, to the musical that we were doing, we would go to one of their houses and like make up scenes and like do blocking for the scene, do all of the make the scene, like lay it out and act it out or sing all the songs. We had so much fun that whole summer. I watched it over and over again, and I knew that people had this twingy, uncomfortable feeling about Jesus Christ Superstar because it pushes the limits a little bit, and it doesn't really present the full gospel. Jesus doesn't Maybe I ought not to tell. I'm not going to tell the ending. Um, I might have already given it away, and I don't know how they're going to do this version of it. But it's such an interesting message, and they produced it in the '70s. It was so, I don't know. It was definitely revolutionary. The music was edgy, but the songs were amazing. So I enjoyed it as a kid. I loved it. I loved the music. I was a very solid Christian, so my faith wasn't getting rocked by it. Some of my friends were not. That wasn't an issue to me. I mean, that wasn't an issue for me as far as being a friend of theirs. But y'all, the musical, when I heard John Legend was going to be doing Jesus Christ Superstar, I was like, shut up! I was so excited because in the '70s, Jesus was a white dude, Judas was a black dude. Judas is basically, he was kind of like the crux of the whole musical. But y'all, the music is just the songs. Oh, ah! Try not to get worried. Try not. Oh, I really want to go watch it right now. I want to go, but I'm on here with y'all, so you come first. You come first. But I'm not gonna lie and say I'm not excited. I am excited. I like John Legend. Happy Easter, Carolyn. Thank you. I like John Legend. I do. So I wasn't trying to be funny with Eric earlier when I said what I said, but I'm just super excited about this production and want to see. I think they said a black guy was going to be Judas too. I want to see who it's going to be and how they're going to sing and how they'll play off of each other. And is it live? I want to know. It'll be on Hulu tomorrow. Here, sure. I don't have Hulu though. I have Netflix and I have no, Amazon Prime. Shoot, I can kind of hear a little music. It's all right. But y'all, yeah, that's my story from high school. We learned all those songs. We used to act out the angels singing Jesus Christ. Hey, James, welcome. Carolina Cuny says, "Yep, it's live." Have you ever watched a live production on TV? That's kind of odd. You know, when you're performing live in front of people, it's a little bit nerve wracking when you're on stage and you have a scripted performance. It can be a little bit nerve wracking. I missed those days, so I enjoyed it. I really did. James, we're talking about Jesus Christ Superstar with John Legend right now. And I'm super crunk about it. I know that the storyline and that it didn't it pushes with the gospel. Judas is asking Jesus these questions and he's like, "What are you doing? Why are you spending this money? Why?" You know, it's not the traditional presentation of Judas being just greedy and stuff like that. But Judas is seriously, legitimately like, why are you doing what you're doing? What is this? I hear your message. It sounds great that you want to help people, but you also kind of over here in, I mean, super deep land. We could have been spending this money for other stuff. Hey, Reiki Break. So it's good. I think it's a good show. I was also in a performance of Godspell. My senior year of high school, we did Godspell. And people talked about, would you ever do Jesus Christ Superstar? And the conversation at the time was like, no, it's way too edgy for high school. They might do it today in high school, but back in the '90s, early '90s, nobody was going to do Jesus Christ Superstar in high school. But we did do Godspell. And so I performed in that, and that was my last high school production. It was so special. My friend was also in it and he did our set design, like the paintings and stuff. And he is now a well-known, I don't know if I wouldn't call him a cartoonist. He's an artist. He works for Marvel, y'all. He be making Spider-Man and stuff like that. And I'm like, look at you, Mark. His name is Mark Brooks. I am name dropping, but not for my own benefit. Just because if you like Marvel, if you like comics, then check his stuff out. He's amazing, phenomenal artist. But yeah, those were my people in my days coming out of my shell and becoming not afraid to go in front of crowds and perform. And then somewhere in the college days, my 20s, I kind of got out of that. I did a lot of stuff with ministry. I would talk to, small groups and stuff, but not singing and dancing and acting. And now I'm kind of like, I did singing in college. Like all 4 years actually. No, anyway, I did choir in college and I did act my first year, but I just slowly got away from it. And now I'm like, I don't know if I want to sing and act and dance in front of a crowd anymore. It makes me nervous. But I do talk to folks. I can't see you, but I do talk to folks on the internets, the interwebs. Your cousin also works for Marvel, Carolyn. I find it so fascinating the way this work, the way this the way that they do like their animations now, and I don't even know the right terminology to use, but just the medium is so fascinating. The things that they use, the technology. Derek Smith is his name. I'll look him up. I'll try to remember that so I can look him up. I don't know if I can take a picture of this, but type Derek Smith in after the video's over, and the regular commenting is open. Type his name there because this is going to go away, so I won't be able to see his name later. Okay, James, you mentioned a while back that you made tacos for Easter dinner. Yum. Good stuff. You said you didn't watch it, James. None of them are Christians in your book. Plus, you don't care what the mainstream says about Jesus. It's usually lies or twisted truth about Jesus Christ Superstar. That's okay. You're fine. Um, I enjoyed the story, but Godspell actually tells a gospel story. So that was another issue at my high school. Should we do this show because it's a public school? We did end up being able to do it, but that, like I said, that was in 1991. That was my senior year of high school. Some of y'all weren't even born yet. I think most of you were, but some of you weren't. But yeah, so that was my story about Jesus Christ Superstar and back in the day. And I'm gonna catch some of them songs. Carolyn says she ordered dinner because her house was under construction. Oh, really? What are you having done? What's happening there? I feel like these smile lines and forehead lines showing up. What are you having done, Carolyn? And what did the rest of you have today? Did you have a special meal? My church had a potluck. It was great. There were tons of food. Y'all, Eric was so disappointed in what he made though. Y'all don't usually get to see this. It's the worst. When Eric is unhappy with something that he has made, oh my gosh. So he made a lasagna. He made lasagna with matzah, and it's usually amazing. Usually, we've only had it once, but it was good when he made it. But he used some gluten-free matzah because we had friends who we thought were going to come over, and they eat gluten-free. So we've gotten gluten-free matzah and regular matzah. And then we ran out of the regular matzah after our Seder. We only had a little bit left. So he used both to make his matzanya. Am I distracting you with trying to tuck in this bit of my puff? I'm distracting myself. So it didn't set up and stay firm. He made it last night and then he heated it up this morning while we were at church. He let it heat up. Then he came home to pick it up. So by the time we got to church, the matzah did not solidify like noodles, like pasta. It got mushy. He was so upset, and I was like, you can't be in this cloudy place right now. Just, I know you're disappointed, but please come up out of this place. We at church. We're talking to our friends. Come on, come up. And he just was grumpy about it for a good chunk of the day. He's better now, but he's probably eating ice cream to help him feel better. So Mariah says, me and my family went to Texas Roadhouse to eat. Yum. Linda says she had fried catfish, yams, and collard greens. Linda, Linda. Lord have mercy. That catfish sounds. Yes, it does, Carolina Cutie. That catfish sounds good. Carolyn was saying part of her house was demanded or destroyed. Was that by Hurricane Irma? So the side of the house is being rebuilt. Okay, okay, that makes sense. Such a bummer. I understand how they feel when you're trying to make a special dinner. Yeah, he was really bummed. He was so, and plus it was public, like we brought it to church, so everybody else was eating it, and they know his food is good. But I honestly didn't think it was that bad. I didn't think it was bad at all, but it wasn't how he wanted it to be, so he was put out about it. And when it's not how he wants it to be, it don't matter what you say about it. Hey Tanya, welcome. Nobody knows how to make collards, and my mother-in-law passed before she could teach me. I will learn. Oh no! Nobody in your family knows how to make them, James. You will learn. That's what the interwebs are for. But if you got family or friends around, your friends who can do it, they may teach you. Eric learned he can make some good greens. He be trying me though, talking about his greens are better than mine, and I'm like, sir. But he insists he does have really good greens though. He learned from some friends of ours who are from Zimbabwe. And I think I've told this story before. We were very used to the, multiple hour wait for collard greens. And then our friends, oh, she made them spicy. James. Our friend from Zimbabwe, we went over their house one night and they were like, or one day after church, and they were like, "Yeah, yeah, we did tell the story on here." They were like, "Yeah, we're gonna put the greens on in just a minute." And we had gotten out of church late and had to go back to church that night because Eric was playing the piano. So we were like, "How was what?" She went in that kitchen and cooked up them greens, and they were ready for dinner in like 20 minutes. I was astounded. And come to find out, you can pan fry them, but they're not fried like crispy. They're just they soften. They soften up really good too. And then you don't lose all the nutrients in the pot liquor. You just get them still in the greens, and they were flavorful and delicious. So sometimes he cooks them like that. Sometimes he cooks them the old school way. But Yolanda says I wanted something other than traditional food. Yeah, yeah, that's when we made the matanya. We were like, this would be good. And we're in Texas, so there was definitely barbecue. Sorry for that noise, y'all. There was definitely like brisket and barbecue, and I think there were chicken like quarters, leg quarters. There was some kale salad, which was good. There were traditional like challah loaves. Well, one friend made some challah. There was some Easter bread, like Russian Easter bread. You ate a bowl of cereal. Why? What? What are you? What? I'm mad at you right now. Yeah, they had a lot of stuff there. There were plenty of other pasta salads. There was a risotto salad. There were like three crock pots of like pulled pork or brisket or like something along those lines. There was lamb, roasted lamb. That was a lot of food. But I am sitting here hungry right now. Yes, I am. Carolyn says, I think I do a good job on collard greens. I use some type of smoked meat just to say I got it from my mama. Sweet. I think I do good on greens too. I always put in when I was in my earlier days, I used to use fatback. But now I pretty much use a neck bone or ham hock every time. And that's some good meat. You can eat the meat out of it and it just be so good. Where I'm from, we make beef roast for Easter. James says, that sounds yummy. How do you do it? Oh, you're not interested? James like, but man, you're not interested. I like a good roast. I like a good pork roast. I like a good, Eric's family makes mustard roast and it's so good. His favorite is ham. There was ham. His favorite is ham for Easter. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, we like it, but we both like ham okay. No, I like ham okay. He loves ham, but we're not like, he's bigger on it than I am. James says you make it in the crock pot. Okay. Y'all, here we go talking about food again. I am sitting here hungry and I don't even know what I'm going to eat. I guess I can eat some more lasagna. Then I'm going to get some vanilla ice cream. Meals aren't complete without cornbread. You right. You right. Yesterday, y'all. Oh, I'm going to try to upload a picture. I don't know. I can't even lie. I can't promise I'm going to do this. But yesterday, we went to a friend's house. They were having a block party. Oh, hold on. My throat. Whew, I had a scratchy thing going on right here. My eye started here. So they had a block party for Easter in their little cul-de-sac. Super cute. So a friend invited us over, and y'all, she had 70 pounds of crawfish, crawdads, however you say it, crayfish, as we say up north, 70 pounds. And there was sausage in there, and potatoes, mushrooms, corn. The corn was sweet and delicious. The cornbread statement reminded me because somebody made cornbread. There was some artichoke dip. Did you see the nostril flare? I ate my first crawdad, and my second, and my third, and my 20th, and my 30th. I just kept eating these things. I did actually, after a while, I got brave enough to actually turn the head around and suck the juice out. I thought like brain came out, like the material from that creature's head. But it was just the juice that you boil it in. So it was good. I learned that you can't eat the ones where the tail's partially like open like this, or if it's just partially curled up, it has to be like curled up tight. Which it sounds cruel, but that means that it was alive when it got boiled. And that's how you know that it's not like yucky, right? Or mushy. So that was some good food. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I'm still hungry, like the very hungry caterpillar. I ate yesterday, I'm still hungry. I ate twice today, I'm still hungry. The human condition. James says, OMG, I love cornbread. We make it with jalapenos and cheese. James, but never can find it that way, so never order it. We put stuff in cornbread. I have seen that before and been like, why are y'all doing this to this cornbread? It's a little bit tasty. I'm not gonna lie. I can eat that every now and then. I'm not gonna cook it that way, but I can eat it every now and then. But when I want some cornbread, I want some Jiffy box cornbread with some sugar in it. I can eat with my food and be happy. I don't want all this extra stuff in the cornbread. You border in Texas, James, with the jalapenos and the corn and the cheese. I can't get with the cheese, but I have seen jalapeno and corn bits in the cornbread, and I do get a little bit of an attitude, but I eat it, and it tastes all right. It tastes all right, but I don't know about the cheese. I don't think I can get down with the cheese. I want my cornbread sweet, and I want it from Jiffy. Y'all know Jiffy, the blue and white box. I want me some Jiffy cornbread. Now I'm just sitting here wanting cornbread. Mariah, your mom makes Jiffy. Carolyn says, you guys have to try it. It's good, way James said, and plus it's good with the cracklings. I am not doing it. Not doing it. New Mexico, baby. LOL. Seeing green chili cornbread with cheese, too. Is it sweet or is it savory? This is sounding savory to me. Hot water cornbread made with white cornmeal. Hmm. How do you make that? I've heard of that before, but I don't know how to make it. Linda said, yes, I love jalapenos in the cornbread or Mexican spoon bread. Listen, y'all, listen, listen, listen. What are we talking about here? Are we talking about cornbread or are we talking about some other something that we just want to put the name cornbread on it? What are we talking about? Hmm? James is laughing at me. No, different people make recipes different ways. I totally appreciate that. So that's cool. You can have your jalapenos. That's all right. Carolina Cutie says dropped in hot grease by the spoonful. Oh, the cornbread. That's hot water cornbread. Off the topic of food, can I add you as a friend on Facebook, Tanya? So here's the thing. I don't add Facebook friends from my YouTube, but my Facebook page is public, so you can follow it if you want to. It's easy to find it. It's just my full name, Tanya Rogers. Carolyn Jackson says something different, maybe. What do you mean? With the cornbread? Tanya says Jiffy is too sweet. It almost tastes like cake. Listen, Tanya, I use the Jiffy and then I put sugar on top of what's in there. I put sugar in the Jiffy. I just sprinkle. Yolanda says, LOL, Tanya, you're a fool, but I feel you. I'm calling it cornbread. It ain't cornbread. Mariah says, okay, thanks for understanding, Mariah. I really don't mind. People are there and they pop up and they comment from time to time. I have a lot of stuff to say on Facebook. So if you read my stuff on Facebook, you'll be like, oh, oh, okay then. Yes, you're welcome to. James says, no, LOL, just loads of fresh butter. Oh no, girl. Tanya says, I do. I add that sugar. I add that sugar, y'all. Cornbread. I do that with I don't eat canned vegetables for the most part, but I do eat cream corn and I show add some sugar to that cream corn. Yes, I do. Yolanda says just plain cornbread. Although I don't eat cornbread, just put butter on mine. I want it slightly sweet tasting, which I guess maybe is very sweet tasting, but not cakey. If it's cakey, you whipped it too long. But I want sweet cornbread with some butter on it, salted butter. And I'm happy. And I get mad if it gets like juice on it. I don't like my food to touch on my plate. So if the cornbread gets up in the juice, I'm like the collard green juice. That's annoying to me. Ugh. Okay, it's time to see the family. Have you ever made homemade cornbread? I have not, Yolanda asked me. No, I have not. But my stepmom does. Or she'll make it, she will use Jiffy, but then she'll throw real cornmeal in it. That's the closest to cornmeal I've had in a while. I can't stand that either. Don't get my cornbread so, ooh, gets on my nerves. Yeah, cream corn is good, y'all. Who says? Mariah says, yum, cream corn. And Tanya says, you love cream corn too. That Jolly Green Giant cream corn, y'all. Carolyn says her grandma did that with the cornbread. That is where my mom got it from. But my grandmother would use buttermilk to eat hers. Ooh, my grandpa would stop his up. He'd be mixing stuff in it. I'm like, stop. Okay, here are the people. Don't judge my house, y'all. It's still kind of left over from Passover. This bit. We went to the pool today, so that's what the wraps are from. Y'all watching it?
It's a commercial right now, but yeah,
Okay.
they just did the scene where
What you just eat? What did you eat?
ice cream.
Didn't I tell y'all? Didn't I tell y'all? He was gonna be out here eating ice cream. I told you.
What? What? Why is that
I
a good
told them
thing?
you'd be eating ice cream. I said that you were unhappy with your lasagna and that you hadn't been feeling super happy today, but that you were probably gonna come out here and eat some ice cream. And you did. Good for you. you look you look like you think you should feel guilty, but you don't.
I
You
don't.
shouldn't. Good. Hey guys. Everyone says hey. Tanya says hey. Carolina says hey. Carolina Cutie says hey. Mariah says hi. James says hi. These two, I took them to the pool this afternoon, y'all. I'm sorry for any of you who are living in horrible climates right now, but it was 80 degrees here today after church. So we went to the pool. Um, that's cool for me to tell y'all that like that, isn't it? I'm hungry, honey. What did y'all eat? I'm so distracted. I'm sorry. What did you eat?
I had 2 wedges of his quesadilla that he also made.
Oh, that's not dinner.
Oh, I know.
And then ice cream. You had a lot of ice cream? Eric had ice cream for dinner. Y'all are under a winter weather advisory, Yolanda. I saw the Bronx supposed to get like 4 inches of snow. I was like, the devil is a lie. It's April. I'm in Texas. Everybody's getting snow. Like there was snow in Pennsylvania, snow in New York. Tulsa, Oklahoma, where I used to live, was supposed to be 32 degrees today. You see my expression, how I'm looking at y'all? I'm trying to get my blanket pulled up too, but I'm making a face because it's been a pretty intense winter for lots of folks. I guess we didn't really have much of a winter, but it did snow here 3 times. It was each time it was just like a day, but still, Yolanda, no signs of spring whatsoever. I know it was supposed to snow in Brooklyn too, and all of Long Island. I'm just like, I remember growing up and it being cold at Easter. You know, it was like transitional, so it was cool. Usually, you could do your Easter egg hunt, but it was cool. There were buds just starting to maybe think about coming out. Y'all, it snowed up there today, and it's still snowing in some places. Bye, James. Thanks for popping in. Carolina Cutie says it's beautiful in North Carolina. I'm happy for you. I can't do that. Well, you know what? I could if I had to, but y'all. Oh, let me go back. So Yolanda says my grandmother would too. I guess about the making the cornbread with the dropping it in with buttermilk. If she didn't have buttermilk, she would drink curdled milk. So 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 what you saying, Yolanda? She would drink the milk. She would. That was the drink she would have with the milk. I'm gonna wait for your comment. Oh yes, James, you got a PO box. Okay, I'm gonna look on your channel and see what it is. Yolanda, she says my facial expressions are killing her. I'm trying to digest bad word choice. This concept of the curdled milk. Your grandmother actually put cornbread in a bowl with buttermilk and ate it. That's what my grandfather would do with like cream. He would put his cornbread, and I'm like, why are we making the bread soft? But Yolanda came from somewhere else and said buttermilk or curdled milk. I'm trying to understand. She would let the milk curdle and then she would drink it. Like like the milk from the grocery store, or the milkman would come by and would help me understand. I can't. I can't. Hi, Diane. Thank you, Tony, for saying hi because I was so distracted by this curdled milk situation that I didn't even see that Diane had popped in. Happy Resurrection Day, Diane. Oh, me. I should get a P.O. box, James, just saying. You're so sweet, James. Yeah, I'm. She was born in 1919 and went through the Great Depression. Okay, so she would tolerate that. My neighborhood in Brooklyn, we had milk boxes, and when I was little, my mom says they would still come around and some people would deliver. But I'm wondering if it was that fresh milk or if it was like milk that was from the store, pasteurized milk. Was so that's a good question. Carolina Cutie says, was it curdled as in spoiled, chunky milk? And would she put it like like we're not talking about like when you how you start shaking it up like I'm shaking the camera and then it gets like buttery or like cheesy, not like that. Uh oh, is my phone not plugged in? I forgot to plug in when I came back in here. Yolanda, you got me all worried and stressed out right now. Trying to understand what kind of milk are we talking about here? Sorry, my phone got unplugged. Okay. Why? Because you talking about curdled milk. Milk bought from the store and let it go bad and then drink it. Yolanda, this don't sound distressing to you? I guess. Hmm. No? For real? Because if it's gone bad, it's bad. Like, it's bacteria and stuff in there that can harm your body. Okay, then that makes total sense. I can accept that because you grew up under her. But she never got sick from it? Oh my goodness. And did you drink it too? Like how does it taste? Tanya says no, girl, not good. James says no, you can still use it, and Yolanda says no. So you didn't taste it, Yolanda, but Grandma did. So James says we use buttermilk in bread, cornbread, and cake. I still use it milk if it is bad to cook, like an old thing that people did. Doesn't make you sick. So for cooking, you can still use it. I have never known that. I would throw it out. I never know. I mean, milk doesn't even last in my house. But if it's starting to separate or like curdle, then I've always thrown it out. I didn't even think you can use it could use it for anything. Wait, Yolanda, Yolanda, you said no. She ate Vicks Vapor Rub. Yolanda, I'm not trying to mock, so forgive me if it's coming across that way. I'm not. But I'm thinking, are you playing with me? And if she ate it, how did she eat it? How did she eat it? And how much did she eat? And what was she eating it for? And it didn't cause any harm? I want to understand all of this. Diane says buttermilk is some good milk. But are we talking about buttermilk? It's not the same thing, right? Because buttermilk, I know, is good. But is that the same thing as buttermilk, just curdled milk? I was raised off of buttermilk. I love buttermilk and cinnamon rolls together, and buttermilk makes the best German chocolate cakes. So I can't drink buttermilk, but I know you can cook with it well. I thought there's a way to get it curdled without spoiling it. Okay. James says yes. Yolanda says yes. James says my grandma always did that lime sour cream. Lime sour cream. You can just scrape the mold off the top and still use it too. When I was a little girl, my mother used to give me Vicks Vapor Rub to eat. I never got sick. So what do you eat it for? Tell me what's the intention? That does not bother me. That's just how I was raised. How she that does not bother me. That was how she was raised. Yes, that's fine. I want to understand like what when you eat it, the vapor rub. What is it like if you have chest congestion or not Lyme? Okay, James, got you. So for congestion, so you actually eat it, and was it like a tablespoon, a half a tablespoon? I'm not mocking you. So that's what I don't want you to think. I'm seriously like I'm trying to understand. I want to understand because I've never heard of that. Never heard of eating vapor rub, Vicks vapor rub, or drinking curdled milk. It makes your stomach and your system stronger. Did you eat Vicks too, James? People used to make their kids eat Vicks to stay healthy and ward off colds. Why have I never heard this? Reiki Break is telling me this. Why have I never heard this? Hey, Helen Battle. Happy Easter. He is risen. Linda says, growing up as a kid, my mom made us four kids swallow a teaspoon of Vicks followed by a butterscotch candy. I'm finna change the name of this live stream when I get done with this video to something about eating Vicks. Y'all, I have never ever heard this. I'm so surprised. Hey, Sashel, welcome. And I have some old folks remedies in my family. I have an aunt who used to take stuff, crush up some medicine, put them together, and give it to you to eat and stuff. But I have never ever heard of eating Vicks. I'm gonna have to ask my mom. Diane says, yes, it was a half a tablespoon, but you have to remember that was the old people's ways. Y'all, my granny was a midwife. My aunt used to make us give her, because she was disabled, she would make us give her a tablespoon of olive oil a day. My daddy and them used to use copper pennies when they would step on a nail to get the to make sure they didn't get tetanus. But we and my mom would even have Coca-Cola, orange honey mixture in the fridge for me instead of cough medicine. But I have never heard of consuming Vicks. She used to have to eat cod liver oil, but I never, yeah, or castor oil. Yes, I guess that is cod. Are they the same thing? Maybe no, they're two different things. So definitely, and I think that was my mom's Caribbean side. I don't know, but I never heard of consuming Vicks. Wow, I have never heard of this before, y'all. Okay, you know I'm not mocking you. Good. Okay. James says, I know what she's talking about, drinking bad milk. Old people do that. I think my granny and them would, well, I don't know if they drank. They maybe they didn't. I just didn't know it. I know that they would pour milk or cream in a bowl to like sop up the rest of whatever they had been eating and drink that up. And I would just be like, I can't do it. But just drinking the milk, and I guess it's generational. If they had stuff that when it started going bad, you still had to eat it during the depression. Probably because you're too young. I'm 44. I'm not that young. I'm not that young. And my granny and them were born like back in like the 19 teens and 1920s. You know, my dad was like kid number 5. So he had siblings, you know, that were like, I have cousins who are like 60. I'm in my 40s. So my granny and them were, they were older. So they would have been of a generation like born in the late 19 teens, early 1920s. Fisherman's friend. Wait a minute, I gotta scroll back. These are some good comments. Let's see here. Tanya says, I've heard of rubbing it on your chest and even putting it under your nose. Never ate it. That's what I grew up with. My mom didn't actually use it so much. Maybe she had an aversion to it, but she would have told me if she had to eat it because she told me about them monthly oils that she had to eat where then they had you on the toilet to clean you out. I've heard of rubbing it. Wait, my girl Yolanda says we would take castor oil. We would take it twice a year. They're not the same, right? They're not the same. My mom would do cod liver oil. I don't know if she did castor oil. I can't remember. Linda says Vicks is not to be consumed orally, but if your family didn't have health insurance back in the day, parents did what they had to do. Yep. We have an Indian in family, and mom used to peel the white from raw eggs and put it on us to heal us. Wow. What did that do? Diane says she's 64. Okay. Who remembers Fisherman Friend? Reiki Break asks. Fisherman's Friend, is that, what kind of oil is that? Cod liver oil? Our next door neighbor killed his hogs behind his garage, Yolanda says. Where was that, Yolanda? It comes from being very, very poor in the old country, or what I was told. It would make you healthier, build up immune system, build up systems from sickness. Yeah, I mean, my dad and them were sharecroppers. So they would go up and down the East Coast from Florida to New York and then back down to Florida. So they definitely weren't trying to go to the hospital and treat sicknesses and stuff like that. So I know they had these remedies, but I need to call my aunt and ask her, what did Granny have y'all? Did y'all consume Vicks? Like, I want to know who remembers Fletcher's Castoria, Yolanda says. That name does sound familiar. I didn't take it, but I don't know. That might sound familiar. That might sound familiar for my mom. Carolina Cutie says, my grandma used to make us take some stuff called 3-6s. Who took 3-6s? Oh, Carolina said it. And then Yolanda said it right after. What is 3-6s, y'all? Carolyn Jackson says, it's definitely an age thing. I've never had that done when I was a child. I did have to take castor oil like once a month or maybe twice a month to clean out my system. Woo! Was it because of like a lack of roughage or vegetables or not a whole lot of like greens in the diet? Not collard greens, but veggies. So in order to have a regular bowel movement and clean, or was it just even if you had a regular bowel movement, they believed that you still needed to get cleaned out? Fisherman's friend was cod liver oil. I thought so. Okay. Yolanda says I lived in the Midwest. Okay. So that's where the hogs were. Fisherman's friend was cod liver oil. I took 3-6s and I had to hold my nose and always threw up afterward. 3-6s was from the devil. Linda says, what is 3-6s? The nastiest medicine in the world. No, it keeps us from getting the flu. 3-6s. I'm going to look this up. Tanya says, I remember. Carolina Cutie says, terrible. It was a goldish yellow liquid. Can't find it anymore. 3-6s was the worst medicine ever. What is it? I've never heard of this. Yolanda says, yes, Linda, the devil made it. Wait a minute. Okay. Is everybody discussing these remedies over 55? I'm wondering, like, was it where our parents' generation or my grandparents' generation had my parents' generation taking it? I don't know because my father's generation is so long. He's got siblings, that span like a 20-year range. So James says, LOL, ring ring. I think the only weird thing we did is take bleach baths and wash with dog shampoo growing up. Good God Almighty. Y'all bathed in bleach? Wow. Like you diluted the bleach in water, right? Carolina Cuties is 41. Carolyn's 54 and a half. Okay. Y'all. James is young too. But you are out in you lived in a rural area, James, I think you were saying. But that doesn't necessarily mean that. It's just your family may have like stuck to the old remedies that they had. Vitamin C, Diana says for vitamin C, my mom would take the orange peeling and boil them, put a little sugar and put them in the oven to bake, and then we would eat those for vitamin C. Wow, that is cool. My mom gave me Flintstones when I was a kid. I just took Flintstones, but she did have cough medicine for me that she kept in the fridge. She did make that. Quiet as it's kept, the 3-6s was probably gasoline. Yolanda says they also did bleach baths. James says, my girl's nose. Y'all, what on earth? What is the bleach bath for? For real? What is the bleach bath? This was in the early 80s, Carolina Kitty says, but they have it in my mom's generation too. Let me look back at what you were talking about, Carolina Cutie. Oh, that goldish liquid. I've never heard of that, y'all. To clean your skin? You know what? Tanya says Flintstones were nasty too. I didn't know any better. I just ate them. I guess that's how it is. You don't know any better. You just do it. I had Flintstones for my kids for quite a while, but they have aspartame in them, and I don't want them to eat that. So bleach baths, like a regular bath, and you add some bleach to it whenever you bathe. Chiggers and ticks, ooh, and to avoid Lyme disease and to not get lice or fleas. Y'all, listen here. And that ain't even like because chiggers and ticks are the devil. So the idea was if you had chiggers like under the skin or whatever, this would kill them. Because when I was on an excavation one time, when I went to the University of Georgia, like a bunch of us got chiggers, and I was like, this is the worst experience I've ever had in my life. And I suffocated them with nail polish. But okay, I can see a bleach bath working there. Linda says my friend's mom made them take bleach baths to get rid of ringworm. I remember I got ringworm on my arm taking my cousins to the park. And when I was with little kids, woo, I'll get them. So I figured out how to bust them before it became a circle. This sounds gross, and I'm sorry, but here we are. And when it was first the itchy bumps when it first came up, to bust all the bumps so that they started secreting that clear liquid, and then dab that away with something, and then get some straight up Clorox bleach and put it on there and just rub it on that spot. And this was my family. They were like, okay, this is what you got to do to get rid of this. And we would rub it straight on there, and it would be gone by the next day, and it wouldn't grow into the actual ring. And even if you missed it when it was in the bump stage, you could still put it on there. P for ringworms. Shut your mouth. P. Listen, I thought I was doing something with the bleach, and I was already high school age by then. By the time I started, like, I would get them every now and then. I didn't get them a whole lot as a kid, but I remember this time I was babysitting and I got them, and I was like, oh, I know what to do now. But you talking about some pee. I did have a relative tell me to use pee for your face as an astringent, and I was just like, I tried it. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I did try it, but I just couldn't get past the idea of what I was doing, like of what this actually was. So I just figured I'm gonna have to buy some other toner. So did I not read the comment fully? Carolina's cutie said P for ringworms, guys. I ain't finna like put pee on an open wound like a cut. But I mean, it's non-toxic. People actually can consume it if need be. So let me go back here and see him, what y'all saying. Carolina Cutie says we need Flintstones. Who needs Flintstones when you get to take when you had to take 3 6s? You don't get sick no time soon. And Yolanda says we took bleach baths just to be extra clean. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Sasha says this conversation is very educational. I agree. I'm learning so much right now. James says to help the itching or whatever. Y'all, my arm is itching right now. To help the itching or whatever. Oh, and worms. That was long ago. I live in the city now. Who had hot toddies? Yolanda says honey, lemon, and old granddad. 100%. Hot toddies with liquor. Yes, with liquor. We had to drink it if we got a cold. So we were talking about hot toddies the other day. Please tell me what's in them. Come in. What's up, Pumpkin? What are they singing?
The song.
Okay.
You just got arrested.
That's so intense, y'all. Kalani's here. Hey. Hey, Stinky. Hey, Stinky. She's like, this is awkward. Bye. Y'all, I'm sorry, I just heard an intense song. So, hot toddies, tell me how you make them. Because we were talking about this the other day. Kalani had a cough for like a month and a half, 2 months. It's gone now, but we were talking about hot toddies, and I was like, what do they do, and how does it work? And Babe and Gabe were talking about them on their podcast the other day, Let's Make Out, because she had a cold. I was listening to old podcasts, and she had a cold, and she got a fireball, not a fireball, something ball at Starbucks. Um, and it's like a lot of the same ingredients, but without the alcohol. So how do you make them? Okay, and James says Yolanda says we had to drink it if we got a cold. James says people were very, very poor while I grew up. A lot of my friends' new shoes was hand-me-downs or thirds. I understand that. But doesn't the bleach burn? Carolina Cutie says, no, the bleach didn't burn me, Yolanda says. Hi, Kalani, Tanya says. Oh, our folks didn't care if it burned or not. I understand this. I did it for most of my childhood. Linda, somebody's laughing. I drink them now, but not as a kid. Okay. So what goes in them? Okay, and while you're telling me that, Carolina Cutie, Carolina Cutie, tell me your real name. I forgot. I'm sorry, but I want to call you by your name if that's okay with you. Um, I would imagine you. I mean, I put like a lot of different stuff in my bath. I put apple cider vinegar and powder, baking soda, and then I also put other stuff in there from time to time, but like Epsom salts, but definitely apple cider vinegar and baking soda. Sometimes I put coconut oil. So I just thought bleach is like caustic, isn't it? But then so is vinegar. But if it's only in small amounts or a portion of it, you don't come out smelling like bleach, right? The granddad will put you in a coma. What is granddad? My grandmother would heat the honey, lemon, and granddad, and they would make you drink it. Is that vodka? Medicine ball. That's what it's called. Thank you, Linda. Medicine ball at Starbucks is peach tea, mint tea, and lemonade extra hot with honey. Okay. So that's different. Brandy. Okay. Carolina Kitty says brandy, lemon, and honey. Not sure if it matters what type of liquor. James says whiskey for a cold. Your hubby still does that. I can't say. And water. Yeah, I'm not a big whiskey fan. So you can put whiskey or rum, not rum, whiskey or brandy in it. I prefer brandy. So well, I'll know for the next time. I'm just gonna look up. So it's for a cough and chest congestion. Is that what it is? Sounds rather yummy. Hot toddies produce. Frankie Break says hot toddies produced great dreams. That's hilarious. That's really funny. I would try it. And this medicine ball sounds good too. Eric told me about it. I was like, they were talking about something about medicine ball. I told him this a while back about something, somebody else mentioning it, and he was like, yeah, medicine ball, because you know he used to work there, and he was like, yeah, it's blah 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 blah, and I was just like, what? Huh? Peach tea, mint tea, and lemonade. That sounds so good. Mm. Is that what old granddad is? Old granddad is what it's called. Y'all, tell me some more of these remedies. I'm telling you, I never knew. I do kind of want to change the name of this video, but I don't know what I'd call it. If you drink hot toddy and take some Vicks, you will not be ill until next year. That's awesome. I have never heard this. And my family was that holiness Pentecostal, y'all. So wasn't nobody drinking no liquor. That was the devil's work. Nobody was drinking that for your constitution or nothing. Um, but you know, my aunt would take some aspirin and crush that stuff up and mix it with some Vaseline, some some other stuff she crushed up, and then rub it on your parts where you're hurting or sore. My dad, I talked to him about this the last time he was here. He was like, "Yeah, that will work. It will work." So you know, I can't be mad. And they were definitely from that generation. Like my granny used to cook for some white folks and be out midwifing and going back and forth, walking through the woods and collecting, collecting stuff. So I know she had remedies. I only mention her cooking for the white folk back in the day, so I can give you an idea of how long ago it was. But y'all, I didn't know nothing about eating Vicks, and I might have heard about my mom taking baths in bleach, but yeah, no, I didn't know about this stuff. Let me scroll back here. James says I use NyQuil like a normal person. LOL. I don't ever take NyQuil. I take some other stuff, but I haven't taken cough medicine in a long time. After you drank the hot toddy, you had to get under the covers and sweat it out. Really? Sweat out that cold. Tanya, my paternal grandmother was holiness, but she kept liquor for medicine. Mine were holiness, and they did not. Liquor was absolute. They were not doing it. Carolina Cutie says, I'm going to look for old granddad at the ABC store. Why is it always called the ABC store? Why? The package, though. Carolina Cutie is laughing at with you, James. Yeah, my folks were holiness Pentecostal. Like, you had a collar. up to here. Your legs were covered, your arms were covered back in the day. And even when I was a kid, they were still very much like no pants, no makeup, no jewelry, no dancing, no smoking, no drinking. Definitely no intimacy of any sort before you were married. Um, I don't disagree with all of those rules. Some of them I think are definitely biblical, some were not. But listen, liquor was from the devil, and so was shooting dice and swimming. So, yeah. Nobody on my dad's side really knows how to swim, my aunts and uncles and them. As far as I know, if they don't know how to swim, they would even be a little timid about getting in the water. They would get whoopings for getting in the water. But, y'all, I wonder, I'm going to ask my daddy, did Granny give y'all alcohol when you were sick? Because I'm going to be shocked and amazed if she did. Yes, I shall. Swimming. They were old school. I don't know why swimming was the problem. My dad had the story that he got cured from trying to swim when he got whooped from the watering hole, running home with his drawers falling off, hanging off. Granny was chasing him up the street with a switch, and that was the end of that. He didn't want to go to that swimming hole no more. I don't know if that was just a personal preference thing, and that's why they didn't do it. They weren't allowed to do it. But all of this was tied up in our Holiness Pentecostal context. So they're different now. Like they're still Holiness Pentecostal, but a lot of the rules have changed. A lot of the ways that the unspokens have changed. The child. Linda says, I heard old folks think girls could get pregnant from the swimming pool. Mm, well, maybe that's why they didn't let you do it. I don't know. I know they couldn't go swimming. They could not go swimming. They could not. They were definitely the like, just the kind of things that led to you being sinful potentially, like apparently dancing and smoking and drinking and they led to debauchery. No, I'm teasing, but seriously, when you're drunk you are not in full control of your faculties, and so that was a big no-no. So I'm gonna ask my daddy, did they have a stash? Because I never ever 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 saw a stash. My dad and all of them kind of went through this stage where they were discovering alcohol, and then they kind of left that, and then it was like all bad. But in their older years they kind of excuse me, they kind of now are okay with, some of them, not all of them, are okay with a little glass of wine. Or I was so impressed with my dad when he came to Israel to visit. He had a sip or two, maybe, at somebody's Passover meal. But yeah, my cousins, none of us have a problem with it. That's not true. Maybe there was one or two. But for the most part, the rest of us are like, you know, we don't spend our time getting drunk, but we don't really see it as sinful to consume alcohol. Yeah. So that's that. I think this is hilarious about, I shouldn't say hilarious, but I do think it's kind of funny to think that folks could get pregnant from the swimming pool. Who gets pregnant from the swimming pool? Hey, Chinezi, welcome. Whew, I want y'all to tell me some more remedies. Y'all were on a roll with these remedies, and I'm still trying to understand what granddad is. So y'all tell me any more good stuff that y'all had to do back in the day, because I want to know. This is super interesting. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here hungry. Y'all, Eric didn't eat good dinner. Did you hear what he ate? He won't eat the lasagna. Josh ate the lasagna, and he made himself a quesadilla. And Eric ate 2 wedges of the quesadilla, and then he had a big bowl of ice cream. This guy. He's probably not going to eat any more of it. He was hiding it on his plate under some bread. Am I sick? No, Chinezi, I'm not sick. But we've been, if you scroll back the comments, they were telling me some of these amazing remedies from back in the day that their families would do. And they would have them, like some of them would eat Vicks, Vapor Rub, and stuff like that. Sachelle says, well, I'm fairly young, but I do know that ginger, honey, and lime is golden. That sounds good. What do you take that for? Carolyn says, poor Eric. I know. I feel like I need to do something to cheer him up. Like, we had pizza the other night. I'm like, should I order him some pizza? What should I do? He's eating the ice cream. That's made him happy, but poor fella. Whew. Okay, y'all. That was a good laugh. That was a good, and not just laugh, that was an enjoyable discussion. Yolanda says it's still sold. It's Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. Oh, that's what Granddad is? Okay. So that is good for upset stomach, Sashel. Ginger, honey, and lime. Ginger is really great for the stomach anyway. Okay, so it's whiskey. I feel like I would like a hot toddy with rum or brandy. Am I being a pansy, like pansy-ish about it? Chinezi says I was in the twos and threes class at church. The children hunted for eggs. Oh, sweet. That does sound good, Seychelle. Seychelle, I'm sorry. I would take that. I would totally take it. I'm wondering if it can also help like with congestion or sore throat or stuff like that. I really enjoy ginger. I found this ginger beer yesterday that was so good. It's called Evertree, I think is the brand name. It made me cough like like there was some ginger. There was a kick of that in there, but it was really good, y'all. So Evertree, I think is the name of it, something tree. But I'm gonna look it up the next time we're at the store to have some. They come in these little clear bottles, and they're like almost like a frosted clear bottle, and they're really cute. Have a white tree design on the cover, on the not the cover, on the bottle. Fever Tree, that's it. Fever Tree. They are so good. Carolina Cutie came up with it, or remembered the name. And I heard that they have elderberry too. So that's funny that you said that, Chinezi, just next. Elderberry is good for cough because they also have an elderberry. Fever Tree does an elderberry tonic. I think that I've heard it's also no, I've had it and it's really good. So Yolanda says no, it's for colds. Your stomach would be tore up. Your throat would burn when you drank it, but you were not allowed to drink water behind it. But we survived. So you talk about the hot toddy? It's for colds. Your stomach. Oh, it would tear up your stomach. Your throat would burn. Oh, I love ginger too, Sasha. Carolina Q says strong. So you had to drink the whole thing. And Diane says, before I forget, what do you do with witch hazel? Girl, witch hazel. Now I did use witch hazel. I used that under the arms at first when they like, well, I'm starting to smell you, but you're not maybe full on bad yet. They would have you put on some witch hazel under your armpits. Yes, and as an astringent for your face. We used it if we had braids when I was a little older. Put it in my braids. You had to drink the whole hot toddy. Ooh, and it's 100% liquor. Or the liquor is 100% like proof. That's strong. What else do we use witch hazel for? I don't. Did we put it? I know sometimes we would brush with baking soda and peroxide. And I'm trying to think if we ever put witch hazel in there. Yeah, it is an astringent, but it also like it's one of the primary ingredients. It's gonna go here in hemorrhoid creams and stuff like that is witch hazel because it constricts. Right, it's an astringent. It constricts the veins. So we must not have used it for brushing teeth, but we definitely used it for armpits. Remember we were kids and had to drink it? Please tell me you didn't have to drink witch hazel. Please tell me, Yolanda, you are not talking about witch hazel right now. Y'all used to drink witch hazel? And why is it named that? Oh, because it comes from a plant of that name, right? I think that's it. Chinetti laughing. Oh, sorry, y'all. Excuse me. Chinetti, this is how our conversation's been going. They've been telling us about some amazing remedies from the past. Oh, 100% proof. Oh, my goodness. 100% proof. So you're talking about Granddad, not witch hazel. Mosquito bites, poison ivy, poison oak, heat rash. You use the witch hazel for that? We had no choice. That's some liquor. You were probably out cold. That's liquor. Likka. Liquor. That ain't that light stuff. That's liquor. 100 proof. Good God Almighty. You were out like a light. I know you were. I know you were. That is hardcore. I'm like, I can't even imagine. Coma with my friend. Oh no. I'm gonna try some as a shot. You gonna try some Carolina Cutie? Chase it. The Genesis says Happy Easter to you and your family. Thank you. Are you gonna go? Good night if you're going. Y'all make me laugh. This was an enjoyable evening. Chinezi says, Yolanda, my girls, I bet you slept good. That's intense. That's serious business. Man. So y'all, Eric got off work Friday, and he's off tomorrow. I've never lived in a place where people got off work and closed school for Good Friday. Not in my recollection. So I'm like, wow, this is amazing. And he's off tomorrow, but I'm not. I had to work yesterday teaching. I have to work tomorrow teaching. And I'm just like, oh, I don't want to exhale out. I'm sorry. I'm just like, I want to be off. But what about y'all? Was anybody off for Good Friday? Let's see. Yolanda says, Carolina Cutie, girl, hold on to everything you've got. Good Monday. They call it Good Monday? Y'all, I don't understand. Chinezi, Yolanda commented back at you. She would end up in a coma. That's funny. I don't understand. I think it's cool. You know, I'm not mad at them, but I'm just like, I don't ever remember school being closed. It's not spring break here, though. We had spring break here like 2 or 3 weeks ago during South by Southwest. The whole city closes down. So it's not spring break here. I can see where people do it and it overlaps with spring break. But here it's just you legit get the day off for Good Friday. Good night, LeGenesis. Thanks for stopping in. Excuse me. Oh, I'm playing with filters, y'all. This looks grainy. I think I've talked about this one before. You're on spring break, Tanya. What's on? No, Tanya. That's weird. Oh, oh, oh. Who remembers my first few live streams where I was seriously playing with these bubbles? I love them. I love them. And Dawn. Oh, that doesn't look like anything. Documentary. Sepia. Silver screen. This looks upsetting. Ooh, ooh. Mm. Don't like that either. Let's go back to normal. Sorry. I'm being super distracted, but it was fun. I think this is my sign that I need to go ahead and go and get me some food. I don't know what I'm gonna eat. Yeah, it was creepy, wasn't it, Tanezi? I don't know what I'm gonna eat, but I'm gonna find something. But I love y'all and I enjoyed talking to you. I have learned so much tonight. Y'all, I would say I don't even know, but you do know because you were here with me. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for the thumbs up, guys. I don't feel bad, Chinezi. I don't feel sick at all. We were just talking about remedies. Oh, I never told y'all that we had a Passover Seder. Well, you'll see the video tomorrow for my Seder, but we had a Seder and we had and we had Easter today. You gonna watch my videos, Yolanda? Thank you. Good night, Carolyn. I will get some food and rest. Good night, Linda. Good night, Chinezi. Good night, Yolanda. This has been fun. Good night, Diane. Thank you. Tanya. Tanya says, have a good week, Tanya. Love you and the family. Good night, everybody. Yay. Oh, thank you. So you gonna watch my hair videos? You're gonna go. I have some more coming. They're coming. They're in the docket. All right, y'all. Good night. Mwah. Good night, Sashel. Good night, Carolyn. Good night, Chinezi. Take care, y'all. And he is risen. He is risen indeed. Good night, Carolyn. Cutie. Have a great night. Everybody have a great week, Yolanda says. And take care. Bye.